Welcome back to the video. My name is Harold. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the trade that I took today, as well as a brief overview of the trade that I missed. So I ended up taking a break-even trade today, $3.50. This is the price for the contract, and we ended up having a planned R multiple of 2.86. We were in the trade for about 30 minutes before I got stopped out. So the initial move today was pretty strong, and then we ended up just seeing some chop after a reversal. Going into the plan, price was opening around this level right here. So this was at 6 o'clock in the morning, but at 6:30, price was opening around 67.90, no 67.83. And my initial plan was, if price runs up, then I was looking to take shorts at 68.11 for a reversal back to the downside. Because if price was to immediately run up off the open, then that signals almost an overextended move for me, showing that price needs to come back in order to keep going. So if it was going to do that, I was looking for a short off 68.11. If price was retracing immediately, then I was looking for a long off of this daily/monthly POC. This was the point of control. I was looking for it to hold as support and break to the upside, either take a long off this level or take a breakout trade off this level. So we ended up doing the former. We ran up first and then we ended up shorting. So switching over to my other screen here, you can see price ran up to about 6808.5 and we ended up reversing. So I did get pretty good confirmation at this zone, but my level was at 68.11, so it was slightly shy, and that pretty much made me hesitate and miss the trade. Everything has to be intact, and the first part of my checklist when it comes to taking a trade is, are we at a key level? And I mean, some can argue that this is near enough, right? Close enough, but if we really zoom out, we can see that 6808 was valid enough, but in the moment when I had to make that decision, it just wasn't good enough for me, especially coming off a losing streak last week, forcing, I guess, like C or B setups. I just didn't want to start the day with another B setup. I wanted to start the day with an A setup. So we ended up reversing. We would have hit our TP down here. And again, we were somewhat shy of this key level that I was looking at. But we also were reversing at the current day lows. So this was the key level that I ended up taking a trade off of, but I was looking at price to come down here first, if it was possible. We did get decent confirmation here for me to enter, so I did. So this is a screenshot, and my entry was right over here. This was my entry. My exit was right over here. So my exit and my entry. My break-even point was about 8 points above here at 67.98. Oh no, sorry about that. My break-even point was a hold above this level. So if price was able to break above this level, then I was looking to take the trade break-even. Initially, it was 67.98, but after we got this move, we got the consolidation. I said, okay, if price is able to just hold above this level, then I'm going to look to take break-even. This was about 67.96 to 7. So the confirmations I received were absorption at this level and the high volume move here. This is the current day low, our key level. And initially, I also hesitated here because knowing my data, taking trades off a current day level is never really that great for me. Like I have lower probability, but the confirmations were so good. Like first here we get absorbed, and then again we have buyer step in, get absorbed more. We get a decrease in volume now, right? From 22,000 to 13,000 lots, and we get divergence negative 0.91 delta with a positive candle. So that to me was very good confirmation. The only thing was the key level that was slightly holding me back. But in the end, I have to follow the system and I have to follow the process of taking trades when the confirmation presents itself instead of trying to take trades and win. If I keep trying to take trades to win, then I'm never going to win. I need to know and trust the fact that my process works and that my system is profitable. So whether this trade played out or not, it's something that I have to take. Something I wish I took better consideration for was just knowing, being more aware of market context. And it's the fact that lately, if price has been opening slightly extended, it's already kind of had the move before we open, and then we make an extra move. Usually we've been reversing and then continuing the reversal instead of bouncing. That's been the trend these days. The market has been very choppy. It hasn't been able to follow through on the initial move, but we've been able to continue the reversal move. So knowing that, I should have been a little bit more aware that potentially we can come down lower. Of course, today was a choppy day with pretty bad volume, and it being FOMC tomorrow, I'm sure that's the reason why we didn't have great action today. But if I just kind of took that into consideration, maybe I wouldn't have taken the trade, but in the end, I gotta take what's presented to me, and I can't argue and nitpick every nuance. If it's an A plus setup or an A setup, I have to take the trade because order flow itself already has so much discretion to it. It's actually easier to look at things objectively with order flow. It tells you exactly how many sellers there are, how many buyers there are in the candles, all right, how much volume there is, who got absorbed, who didn't, the imbalances. It shows you everything. So sometimes it can be like information overload, and it gets to a point at times where I'm asking myself, "Oh, is this a good trade to take?" But the inner part of me that isn't as confident starts to take over at times, and I'm like, "Oh," I start to doubt whether my analysis is correct or not. But if I keep trying to play in this mindset of being correct, I'm never gonna be able to become profitable. Because the part of the market is to follow the process that you've created and the system that you've created to a T and not question it, because you know that your strategy has edge. You know that it works. You know that if everything is played out properly and you have back tested and forward tested, you know that the things that you've done works. And I have complete trust in myself that I'm pretty good at managing my trades. Like once I'm in the trade, I'm very good at managing it, trailing it properly, and trailing it almost without emotion. But the biggest problem I've had recently, and the thing that I've been trying to fix, is my execution. Because of the nuance that order flow brings, because of the little details that I can argue, I find myself in a position where I'm trying to fight for every trade. I'm trying to say like, no, like this one works too. No, like this works too. It's slightly breaking the level, or it's slightly below the level, or slightly above the level. But I think that's what's made my trading like loose streak come. It's not even a loss streak. It's like I'm still around like 40-50% win rate. But it feels really tough because but yeah, over the weekend, I really just tightened up my checklist and tightened up my mentality, because I think I've come to a realization that it's not about the strategy and it's not about the edge. It's about being honest with yourself. I have to be honest with myself in this situation here. I have to ask myself the proper questions, follow my checklist, and I have to be honest with my checklist, right? For example, the trade that we missed earlier, the first question I asked myself through the checklist is, are we at a key level? Because long time ago, I used to try to take trades that weren't at key levels, right? We can have good confirmation, but if we're not at a key level, that confirmation is useless, right? So the first part of my checklist is, are we at a key level? And the answer was no. And that's why I missed the trade. You can even argue that I didn't miss the trade because it wasn't part of my trade. It wasn't part of my edge. We weren't at a key level. So how is that part of my edge, right? So going down that checklist, we aren't at a key level. So I said no, and that's where my checklist ends. If it says no, then it's a no. There's no need to argue, because the more I argue, the more I'm not honest with myself, the more I'm bound to fail. So yeah, just going forward for the next month, I really just want to be truly honest with myself, because I think that honesty is going to bring out the best in my trading. I think there's so many different ways to make money in the market, and you can argue that anything works. So might as well stick to my plan and my strategy and follow it to a T, because I know that if I do, I'll be profitable, right? So going forward, it's really not about refining my edge or trying to get smarter or more skilled. It's just about being more honest with myself, and maybe just not even backtesting, but just going through previous charts and seeing and asking myself the same question over and over, and just giving that checklist to myself real time. I even do visualization before I trade every day. I see what the market's looking like. I know what my plan is at that point. 10 minutes before I do visualization, I imagine what the candles are going to look like at certain levels, and I practice saying no and yes. Right? I practice in my head taking the trade and also rejecting the trade. And it helps a lot, because once the trade comes, it actually helps me. But yeah, I think that's been like the biggest struggle lately. I don't know if you guys go through the same struggles. I don't even know if you guys trade order flow. But that's it for the day. I don't have anything left for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.